First of all, if you're lost in life, I would say it's most important to find Christ. And then, number two, buy a gym membership. And then, once you're on the right path spiritually, then I believe that the gym becomes a place that, um, when you're in there pushing yourself physically, that it opens like a certain awareness or a certain, I don't know, a certain spiritual factor to where you're able to sort of tap into that side and sort of um, dig deep into that self improvement and um, soul searching sort of um, mindset to where you are in a are in a constant place of like reflection and you sort of sit down and while you're sitting there sweating and you're sitting there pushing yourself beyond whatever limit you may be pushing yourself past, you can sort of begin to ask yourself these certain hard questions like, you know, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this thing? Or what goal am I going to try and pursue? Or for what reason am I in here pushing myself and things like that? And you can sort of begin to ask yourself those deep questions. And so I've said it before, I think in one of my videos that I've made already, but there is something spiritual about the gym where, if you work out alone, you sort of are, at least I, a lot of times get in my own head and I sort of zone out. Like there's memes on the internet where like you're in between sets, and you're just sort of zoned out and you're just staring at someone, not intentionally, but you're zoned out and you're looking that way, and the person is like, like, why are you staring at me? But in reality, you're just zoned out in your own head and you're just going through whatever thoughts maybe in your brain. And so I've also said it before that it's a good place of reflection, like I said, in between sets where you're just have nothing to do but rest for that brief period of time between sets, and you can sort of you're already in there pushing yourself physically, and I think that's part of what makes it easier to ask those deep questions while you're in the gym and think about certain things like you're already pushing yourself physically, and so I think that's what makes it easier to sort of tap into like a spiritual side while you're already in there. And there's Bible verses to back this up. Um, I'm not too educated on the Bible, unfortunately. I am reading it, and I'm going to finish it eventually, but I can't pull these exact verses off the top of my head. But there are verses that talk about like physical training is beneficial and all of that, and I'll try to find those verses. But I'm going to make videos about like quotes and stuff like that eventually here soon. But mainly what I wanted to talk about was, maybe I sort of got off track a little bit, but what I mainly wanted to talk about was the gym being a sort of starting point, and I've sort of talked about this already, but in videos that I've already made, but sort of a starting point to where you don't really have to have anything figured out in order to buy a gym membership. You just need to have like on average $20, and that'll buy you a month membership at most gyms. And it serves as a good starting point. Get in there, you're doing something positive, and you are taking a step in the right direction to be able to figure everything else out beyond that point. You know what I mean? Like, certain things are kind of hard to do, and you can't really, if you have problems that need fixed, some aren't as complex or as easy, I should say, as just buying a gym membership. Some take a lot of effort. Like, I'm I'm really in debt and I don't know how to figure it out, or I have this big problem and I don't know what to do about it. Like, um, those things aren't as easy to fix, and so um, you can't just right away jump into fixing those things. And I would argue that if you're going through anything like that, or if you're lost with your life in any way, like I know a lot of people are today, um, if you don't know what you're doing, if you feel like you're drifting, or if you're in a hard place or whatever, I would say just get in the gym and don't think too much about it. Um, just buy a gym membership and just go from there. Um, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have this supplement or this routine or this meal plan or whatever. Just get in the gym. It's going to help you out mentally. It's going to help you out spiritually. You're going to, there's something about pushing yourself past the limits that sort of puts you in a better place mentally and allows you to be in more of a problem solving mindset. And so I've said before, like, allow the gym to not only help you physically but also help you mentally, and you'll be able to, be in a better mental mindset and put more thought into things, and it's going to help you out in the long run. But many people are just looking for a change in general. Um, you know, I mean, my circumstances in life, I've been I've been pretty lucky, and there's people out there that are going through really hard things right now, and they're sort of just looking for any sort of way out in general. And like I said, it doesn't have to be like a big step, and it doesn't have to be something major. Just take that small step, and it sort of leads into a snowball effect to where, for example, um, you buy a membership, you get in the gym, and then maybe they offer you a job or whatever, um, and so you end up having some extra money, and you're able to pay this off or pay that off or put extra money towards that. Or um, maybe you find a friend. Really, that's all that's really beneficial. Sometimes maybe you just find a friend in the gym, um, and you're less lonely, and you end up being friends with them for a long time, and they ultimately lead you towards other good things and stuff like that. Maybe you find your significant other in there. Um, you know, the first step doesn't have to be a big step, is what I'm saying. And um, I've said this before, I'm certainly not in a place to where I should be giving advice to people like this, but I like to, because I don't necessarily think I'm wrong, but I'll be honest with myself. I experience, speaking from experience is important, and some things that I talk about I haven't experienced. I would argue a lot of things that I've talked about I haven't experienced, but I feel like I do. I mean, we have the internet, and it doesn't necessarily take experience to know certain things, and I just like helping people out in general. Um, so, yeah, just start with a gym membership, and I feel like that would be a good first step to changing your life if you're sort of lost or you don't know what you're doing in life. And you can have a gym membership and be going to the gym and still feel lost in life, and that's totally possible too. And but this is mainly for the people that um, don't have gym memberships, or maybe they don't go to the gym or whatever. And I think it would be very beneficial if you did start going to the gym. Um, it's just like I've talked about. It just leads into other areas of life, and so I just wanted to make this video real quick, and I kind of got off track a little bit in this video and talked about a few different things, but I thank you guys for watching this video. I finally got my little mic right here to work, and so I don't have to use my phone mic anymore. But I'm gonna hit some legs real quick. I appreciate you guys watching this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.